Vibing with Chris and Zenergy presents Senior Matters. In a quiet suburban neighborhood, there lived an elderly woman named Margaret. At 85, she had spent her life nurturing her family, pouring love and wisdom into her children and grandchildren. Yet, as the years passed, the roles reversed, and those she once cared for became distant shadows in her life. Margaret's son, David, was a successful businessman, always engrossed in meetings and deadlines. Her daughter, Susan, lived in another state, her visits becoming increasingly rare. They had entrusted Margaret's daily care to a hired caregiver, believing that financial support sufficed in fulfilling their familial duties. The caregiver, a young woman named Lisa, initially performed her tasks diligently. However, over time, her visits became sporadic, and the quality of care diminished. Margaret often found herself alone, struggling with daily activities, her pleas for assistance echoing in an empty house. One chilly evening, Margaret attempted to prepare a simple meal. Her frail hands trembled as she handled a pot of boiling water, resulting in a severe burn. In pain and fear, she reached out to David and Susan. David responded with a brief message, expressing his inability to come due to work commitments. Susan didn't reply at all. Days turned into weeks, and Margaret's injury worsened. The once warm and lively home became a place of isolation and neglect. Neighbors noticed her absence from the garden she once tended so lovingly. Concerned, they contacted local authorities. When help finally arrived, Margaret was found in a dire state, weakened not just by her injury, but by the profound neglect from those she held dear. She was taken to a hospital, where medical staff treated her wounds and provided the compassion she had been yearning for. This story mirrors real-life instances where the elderly are neglected by their families. For example, George, an 82-year-old with chronic arthritis, allowed his son to live with him in exchange for care. Unfortunately, the promised support was lacking, leaving George in a vulnerable position. Margaret's journey is a poignant reflection of the challenges many seniors face in today's society, where the value of the elderly is often overshadowed by the demands of modern life. After being found in a dire state due to neglect, Margaret was admitted to the hospital, where she received immediate medical attention for her burns and malnutrition. The medical team, recognizing signs of elder neglect, initiated a comprehensive evaluation to address both her physical injuries and emotional well-being. During her hospital stay, a social worker named Emily was assigned to Margaret's case. Emily took the time to listen to Margaret's story, understanding the depth of her isolation and the neglect she had suffered. She learned that Margaret's son, David, and daughter, Susan, had become increasingly distant, entrusting her care to a caregiver who had failed in their duties. Emily reached out to David and Susan to discuss their mother's condition and the importance of family involvement in her recovery. David, overwhelmed by his work commitments, expressed guilt and regret for not being more present. Susan, living out of state, admitted she had underestimated her mother's needs and overestimated the caregiver's reliability. Recognizing the need for a structured recovery plan, Emily recommended that Margaret be transferred to an inpatient rehabilitation facility. This facility would provide intensive therapy to help her regain her strength and independence. Inpatient rehabilitation is crucial for seniors recovering from serious injuries, offering coordinated care from doctors and therapists. David and Susan agreed to the plan and took an active role in selecting a reputable rehabilitation center close to David's home, allowing him to visit regularly. They also coordinated with Susan to arrange periodic visits, ensuring Margaret felt the support of her family during her recovery. At the rehabilitation centre, Margaret thrived under the attentive care of the medical staff and the renewed presence of her children. She participated in physical and occupational therapy sessions designed to restore her mobility and daily living skills. The staff also provided counselling to address the emotional trauma resulting from her neglect. As weeks turned into months, Margaret's condition improved significantly. David and Susan, witnessing their mother's resilience, realized the profound importance of their involvement in her life. They attended family counseling sessions to rebuild their relationship with Margaret and to learn how to support her ongoing needs. Upon her discharge from the rehabilitation centre, a comprehensive care plan was established to ensure Margaret's continued well-being. David arranged for in-home care services to assist with daily activities, and Susan maintained regular communication, providing emotional support from afar. They also set up weekly family video calls, bridging the physical distance and strengthening their bond. Margaret's home was modified to accommodate her needs, including installing grab bars and ensuring a safe living environment. David made it a point to have dinner with his mother several times a week, and Susan visited during holidays and special occasions. Margaret's story is a testament to the importance of family involvement in the care of elderly loved ones. It highlights the necessity of recognizing the signs of elder neglect and taking proactive steps to address them. Organizations like the National Council on Aging emphasize that elder abuse includes physical abuse, emotional, psychological abuse, sexual abuse, financial exploitation, neglect, and abandonment. Through awareness, open communication, and a commitment to the well-being of our seniors, we can ensure that individuals like Margaret receive the respect, care, and love they deserve in their golden years.